This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Wednesday, April 1st. I'm here with Al. I'm Erica. It's just the two of us, Al.
I like it. Very chill. Good to see my girl again. It's been forever.
I know.
Happy social distancing. High five.
Happy social distancing.
Yes.
I was in quarantine.
Oh, yeah.
So we're still keeping that up.
I appreciate you.
I'm excited to be back. Way to hold it down, by the way. Thank you for that.
We got you, girl.
So it's a very special day today, but we'll get to more of that later because Curb Your Enthusiasm star Larry David is out with a new PSA, asking everyone to please stay on their couches. It's a hoot. Watch.
You're passing up a fantastic opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to stay in the house, sit on the couch, and watch TV. I mean, I don't know how you're passing that up. Well, maybe because you're not that bright. You know, if you've seen my show, nothing good ever happens going out of the house. You know that. There's just trouble out there.
I couldn't have said it better. It's so, Erica, I'm sure everybody you run into is just like, oh, this week has been terrible. I can't wait to throw on some sweats and watch TV. And now it's a law that you have to throw on sweats and have some TV and eat some cookies, and everybody's like, no, I'm going out. What is that? Is that just people rebelling?
I think it's a little bit of everything. We see this generally in less consequential situations, right? You know, we don't want to have our rights infringed upon, encroached upon. When we were younger, it was our parents who were the authoritarians telling us, like, you can do this, you can't do that. And what did we want to do? We wanted to do the exact opposite. Right. So for people who really haven't understood or grasped the gravity of what's going on, yes, it does seem really stupid. You do seem really selfish. Right. And the issue is when we're asking people for even armchair philanthropy in the normal world back then, you know, 2 weeks ago, that required very little of us. This requires even less of us to help save our planet and also save our grandparents and not even that. I mean, at this point, we know everyone's in jeopardy.
Definitely.
So the idea that people can't just sit their butts on the couch is just mind-blowing.
I'm sitting on the couch for the people.
Exactly.
All right.
I'm
a hero.
I'm going to go home and sit on the couch for the people, too. Now, if you won't listen to Larry David, maybe a message from Samuel L. Jackson will sink in better. Remember, nearly a decade ago, the actor's reading of the bedtime poem, Go the Bleep to Sleep, became a viral hit. Now he's back and read an updated version of the book on Jimmy Kimmel Live last night. Watch.
Stay the at home. The Rona is spreading. Is no joke. It's no time to work or roam. The way you can fight it is simple, my friends. Just stay the at home.
Well, I got a new book to read my kids at night. Yeah, I mean, I do like that people are approaching this with humor. I've always said this. I've been a comic 14 years, and yelling at somebody, telling them, Erica, you're wrong, that doesn't really work. When you put a little humor in there and you sneak a little message under there, people tend to laugh at it and be like, oh, maybe they think about it on the way home. So maybe this will be another way to kind of slip that in, like, hey, guys, Sam Jackson said it, Larry David said it, Jimmy Kimmel endorsed it, let's just stay home.
Right. I think that some people get their messages, like, we are very quick to decide who we're going to believe.
Yes.
And the moment that somebody comes out that we really respect and we like honor their opinions, then we're like, oh, well, maybe we should be thinking about this a little differently. So I really encourage anybody who has a platform to get on their platform and encourage people to stay at home, because you might be the one voice that someone's actually listening to.
That's all we need, one by one. Let's
exactly.
try it.
Well, we've been following this with Idris Elba. He's giving us another update after he and his wife Sabrina were both diagnosed with coronavirus. Check it out.
We're both doing okay, still asymptomatic, and we've passed the quarantine period, but we're a little bit stuck in limbo. We can't get a flight back home, so we just have to sit still for a little bit. But other than that, we're okay, and we're so thankful for that. I think the worst of it is probably past.
Well, it's nice to see that they're doing better.
Right.
Obviously, we haven't heard, we've heard more and more people who have gone through either being tested positive and they've come out of quarantine and now they're over it. So that's very positive messages for everybody to know that there is a way to hopefully recover, that not everyone's dying.
And what I love is that everybody's got this beautiful thing so they can kind of report. And what we're seeing, Erica, is we're seeing the entire rainbow of this virus. He said he's been asymptomatic the entire time. Good for him. We're looking at Chris Cuomo, who's saying he's having some chills. He doesn't feel good. Some people are saying it's like the worst flu ever. Some people say I'm at death's door. It's these variations, and it just shows you that it's going to affect everybody differently. So first of all, you want to try and avoid getting it, but it does also show you that it's not a death sentence. But at the same time, treat it like it's that level of seriousness and just make sure that you try and stay as healthy as possible.
Do you think that it did a disservice to the message in a way that so many celebrities who did test positive, who were asymptomatic, were very vocal and people saw that and maybe took it less seriously?
Yeah, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to reach out to their followers and say, don't worry about me. I got that part. But let's be honest, when people go on TV and they say, oh, I'm willing to go to work and I'm the governor, I'll go get sick. It's like, look, you're going to have access to ventilators. You're going to go to the front of the line with whatever you do and whatever medication you have access to. Let's just keep it real. And because of that, I don't think they're painting an accurate picture for the average person that's going to roll into an emergency room and find beds lined up outside in the parking lot. So I do appreciate what they're doing, but I want everybody to look and just like anything else, he'd be like, yeah, he's got a helipad. I don't. So just kind of treat that like that in terms of the hospital.
That's a good point, because we're all dealing with this pandemic and quarantine in very different ways, depending on what your personal circumstances are. So
but if you live in a high rise of 41 floors, I mean, it's different, you know?
Exactly. And I think that when people are being very vocal, people either can relate or they might be a little resentful of different people's stories. But I do think that there is an importance to see the gamut of everything that's happening, because there are some people who will be like Sophie Turner, who's loving being quarantined with her husband, Joe Jonas. The Game of Thrones star is reportedly pregnant with their first child. She spoke to Conan O'Brien about self-isolating with her hubby.
Everything seems to be working out in my favor here, because Joe's he's a real social butterfly. So I struggle to kind of lock him down and have him just spend time with me. So it's like prison for him, but it's great for me.
Yeah, I think that's a really great, because some people they're really taking advantage of the quarantine time because of what their schedules really look like. But you also have to acknowledge that this is going to be people of more privilege than people who are worried about what's happening today when their rent is due. Right.
Yeah, you can't just kind of laugh it up, when you guys are worrying about paying bills. But setting that aside, I do think that this is really, just a quarantine has really kind of exposed people's lifestyles. And for me, I kind of, just for my personal, I like it. I finished a kid's book. I just finished a script. I have stuff I'm working on. So this has kind of allowed me to do stuff in a month and a half that would probably take me 2 years to do. So I do have that. So I encourage anybody, if you've ever wanted to do anything, if you ever wanted to see if you got a green thumb or learn how to play the trumpet, maybe not if you got a partner or next door neighbor, but do so. This is your one half time in life. We're never going to have another chance to have just a block of time to try something different. So why not go for it?
See, I think the quarantine kind of amplifies who we are in a way, because
no distractions.
Right. You've always been doing 5 different things. You've always been writing a script and writing a children's book and doing all these other things. So the fact that you've consolidated and just done it faster so that you could get more of those things done, I think really speaks to what happens in quarantine, because you are just with yourself, even if there are other people in your house.
That's true.
Well, we all know that Instagram influencers can make some serious cash.
Me?
But well, you could become an influencer. But your pet could also be pulling in the big money by pitching products on the gram. We take a look at some of the top earners. Now, coming in at number 5 is Maru Taro. This pup potentially earns more than $11,000 per sponsored post and has his own product line in Japan. Now, at number 4 is Juniper the Fox. With nearly 3 million followers, this fox earns $13.5 $5,000 per post. Number 3 is Doug the Pug, who makes more than $17,000 a post, and Nala Cat comes in at number 2 and earns nearly 20 grand for a sponsored post. And at number 1, can we get a drum roll? That's right. We have Jif Pom. This cute Pomeranian has 9.5 million followers.
Stop it.
And makes more than $45,000 per post.
I have a question, Erica. Am I allowed to hate on animals? I'm so jealous.
Well,
what? I've worked so hard my whole life.
Honestly, I'm not even being funny about this.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that we have this story right now, because the real winners in all of this are our pets at home.
Yes.
Our pets at home are living the life for this quarantine. Much to the point that I went to the garage. I couldn't have been in the garage for more than 2 minutes, and Anthony was on a phone call. We have been in the house with Spike, our Maltese, for the entire time. Do you know this little Maltese peed on my floor in the 2 minutes.
A little Spike pee?
2 minutes, because he didn't see either one of us.
It's going to be weird for them to go back when everybody goes back to work.
They're training us.
Oh,
they're training us.
Spike, do better.
Now we're at their mercy.
That's right.
All right, well, coming up on DBL, today's always been a day for pranks, but during this crisis, are you still gonna prank someone? We're sharing our comments later in DBL Take. And check out this skier who took his workout indoors and traded the slopes for medicine balls. More of this fun video when DBL comes back.
Hey DBL Nation, we here at DBL are going to continue to keep you informed.
Keep you guys informed during this coronavirus pandemic.
But in the meantime,
we want you guys to be safe.
Stay safe out there, wash your hands.
Wash your hands. And practice social distancing.
Practice social distancing.
Together, we're going to help try and contain this virus as much as possible.
Because we're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
We are all in this together.
And we're all going to get through this together. Stay safe, everybody.
Man, that's our team.
I know. It's we talk about I mentioned it yesterday on the show. I was looking at the footage of the Super Bowl party that you had at your house. I had the ridiculous romper on. Dr. Drew was there. Everybody's kids were there. And it's just like, oh yeah, we'll do this again soon, maybe at our house. And it's like you take it for granted until it's taken away. So I really hope, because I can only speak for myself, I genuinely will not just take for granted. Just like, oh, I'll go hang out with Erica. No, like set aside time, because you just don't know. Yeah,
and a lot of us, I mean, I'm sure you've been doing this as well, just connecting with people through Zoom, through FaceTime.
Right.
And I've been probably making stronger connections in the past couple weeks than I have in probably the past 2 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's...
I have so much to say about that, but we'll talk about it later.
Okay, sounds good. Now, we have a video for you that might make you smile. We all need that. New York City residents are gathering every night at 7 p.m. at their windows, balconies, and even from their rooftops. They are clapping and cheering for healthcare workers. Let's listen. With all this self-isolation and quarantine, this is a moment of solidarity that is literally bringing the whole city together. We love to see it.
And don't think for 1 second that doesn't help, because I'm sure those people need a little pep talk to get out of the car. Imagine you've been a healthcare worker working for 12 hours, and now you're in your driveway getting ready to go see your husband and kids, or wife and kids, or husband and husband, or wife and wife, whatever. Like that moment of angst of like, am I taking something that might hurt the people I love most into this house? So for them to be that courageous, what those people just show by getting out and doing that is a big deal.
Yeah, I think it's also important that we acknowledge all the workers who are really on the front lines in different respects.
Right.
Because obviously we talk about people who are still stocking shelves and people who are making sure our deliveries are getting there. Like, we really need to be just more grateful, and maybe this is a time to like stop down and really feel that, because we are all in this together. Well, we've got some cool video to show you of a Swiss skier who found a creative way to stay in shape while in quarantine. Now, we should warn you, do not try this at home. That's freestyle skier Andre Righetti from Switzerland bouncing on exercise balls in his at-home parkour obstacle course. He uses trampolines and even his furniture to show how we can all stay in shape at home. The skier says he will also donate 1 cent to the World Health Organization for every like he gets from the video.
I love it. You know what I think about as I look at this video, I can't take my eyes off it, is that he got in trouble for doing this his entire young life. And his mom was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to do this profession. He's like, you're going to be an accountant. No one wants to see anybody jump on stuff. Meanwhile, that's all people want to see.
Exactly.
Is other people jump on stuff. So I always think that when I see professional skateboarders, I'm like, yeah.
You know why? Because how many people told you, you think you're just going to talk for a living?
Yeah.
You think you just going to go around, make jokes, and then have people laugh for a living? How you going to pay your bills? How you going to keep a roof over? See? And then that's what happened. Yep. Just pay attention to your dreams.
That's
Do
right,
what makes you happy, folks. We will be right back.
It's only a matter of time until today.
Welcome back to DBL. Many people have been planning pranks since last April 1st, but don't count on Google to join in on the fun this year. Its famous April Fool's Day announcements have been canceled as the world battles the coronavirus. The gags were lighthearted stunts to amuse the internet, but the company says it would rather focus on being helpful to people. So DBL Nation, should April Fool's Day be canceled? Let's get to your comments.
All right, Becca from Facebook says the best part about April Fools was clowning around with coworkers, but we're all at home. I guess I can still have a little fun during our Zoom meeting. Look, I think we all need to focus on having fun, and just as long as you don't say something that might actually get somebody's hopes up or get somebody scared, just remember we are still human beings at the end of the day, and we still do need to maintain some level of normalcy. So I think a little joke, kind of harmless, might work.
Well, Kim from Facebook says, my wedding was supposed to be this Saturday. The last thing anyone should do is prank me. I've warned everyone. Kim, I am so sorry. I mean, obviously you're not the only one in this boat, but it doesn't hurt any less. No one prank Kim, but let me just tell you so you can live vicariously through me. So coming here, I could not find my shoes. Now, I have some like Nike slides that I generally will wear out the door to the garage. Couldn't find them. I was about 10 minutes late looking for those. Finally find other shoes, go out to the garage. The door is cracked. Why is the door cracked? I open the door. My car is gone. Why is my car gone? Just empty garage. I run back in the house. I look at surveillance cameras. There's something murky going on. I don't know what's happening, but my shoes are missing. But more importantly, my car has been stolen. So I run to my husband's office because he's on a call. And I say, babe, our car's been stolen. And then he pauses the car and or the phone and says, what? And the way he said what, I was like, you are a bleepity bleepity bleep. I am late for work. Thank you so very much, Anthony, for that. I was 15 minutes late. And guess who? Guess who was wearing my flip-flops? He was wearing my flip-flops. That's why I couldn't find my flip-flops.
I'm sorry, I'm Team Anthony on that one. That one got me through. That was one of the best ones I've ever heard. That was good. And don't act like you didn't get him a couple years ago.
I did. I got him last year.
Anthony,
so
I got your back.
We're even, and I'll try to forgive you. That was very difficult.
Awesome.
All right. Well, are you going to do April Fool's Day prank?
I think my girl's watching, so I think it's done at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it just might be more cookies.
I think I might get like an April 5th day prank.
Ooh, is that
April
is
10th
that
day prank.
That's just me.
You just watch your back, Anthony. Watch your back. You guys stay safe and healthy. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. Right now, there are so many coronavirus-related scams out there. One of the biggest scams we're seeing are fake vaccines. The FBI recently arrested actor Keith Middlebrook for selling pills he claimed gave immunity to the coronavirus.
Shame on you, dude.
He claimed he developed a patent-pending cure, but it was all a scam. Remember, never give out your personal information or pay someone you don't know, and be sure to do your research. Confirm your facts with information from the CDC, and to protect yourself from fraud, call LifeLock at 1-800-495-8730.
Yeah, this is scary. Just because he is an actor and he did have a following, a couple million people, and it's like when people see your face, there's a familiarity and you tend to believe them. And so it's really taking advantage on people that are looking to you, looking to an authority figure, even though he clearly was not.
Anyone who's trying to profit off of a crisis, I mean, there's a special place in hell for
There's
you.
a special place. Yeah.
Well,
take your cure down there, homie.
Exactly. We are on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Goodbye.